Hey, hi. Thanks for coming by Tory Magoo 44. This is my 100th video. I can't believe it. It's amazing. I'm really excited about it. It's kind of cool. It's like a lot of things have happened, and I really am happy about everyone that has come by and seen my different videos. I'm thankful that it's helped educate you. Tonight something really cool happened where I'll tell you about it, but one of the security guards came up and said, "Hey, I know you from YouTube." And that's really cool. It's really neat because it's neat for one particular reason, and that is that different people are getting educated on the dark side of Scientology that they won't ever tell you, right? So tonight was a very interesting night. We decided we were going to picket. They were having the Flag World Tour. And we decided, okay, let's go do a picket, right? So I show up, Anonymous is there, and I'm like, yo, dudes, we were like happy to see everybody. That was cool. So we're standing out there, we got our signs, people are honking in Hollywood, not a lot of people like Scientology, so we were getting a lot of support, and then the Scientologists are driving in. It's very funny. They're like driving in, and they're like really frowning or sneering, or going the kind of laughing at us, or flipping people off, right? It was one of those three things that all of them were doing. So it was like, okay, this is interesting. And a lot of people were coming in that I knew. It was like surprising. Much different than the IAS thing where it was like, I don't know, maybe 100 people. But this was maybe not more than that, but there were people I knew, a lot of the people. And so then all of a sudden, if you know the Codex Center, it's like many different floors, like 5 different floors. And you can climb up to them. I mean, you can go up to them on the escalators and stuff like that. So all of a sudden I see one of the critics way up on the 4th, and he's like, he calls me on his cell phone. He's like, look up, and he's like waving at me, and I'm like, yo, dude. So I thought, all right, I'll go see what's happening, because he said, I don't know what, he said, we can't get up on the 5th floor. It's like locked off, but there's tons of security up here. So I figured, ooh, they must be going in there. So I, go on up. I got my sign, but I held it down because I knew, when you're in a private, public place, you can't really, be picketing inside, right? So I'm holding it down, and all of a sudden I hit the Scientology area, and it's like an escalator going up to the 5th floor where they're having their event. And I thought, well, I'll just stand here and see if I see some of my friends. Oh my God. I mean, this has not happened. I mean, to me, it is so funny that these guys are doing this. In the 90s, they used to do all this kind of stuff. When I was in, they used to, Bunker has me on one of these videos where I'm part of like a human chain thing, where we were trying to block one of the signs. Now, for me, because I was on OT7, I was trying to block the word Xenu, because that was like a confidential word back then. Before it really hit the net and stuff like that. So I was like, kind of like going like that, trying to block it. But they haven't done it. So in 2000, I said to them, look, you guys are creating your own enemies. You just got to knock this stuff off. It's like insane. So they haven't really been doing it. And now, I told you last week, they came up with this black PR thing on me. If you can see it, it doesn't even really look like me. And it's like this whole yada, 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 all about me. Okay, so Friday night, Tim was there. I told you guys about that. My friend Tim. And he was very like, well, I know about you, and you left your husband. And I'm like, hey, when did truth have one side, right? Because it's only a one-sided view that he has. And I said, you never called me up. You never asked about my side. Anyway, it was very like, bop, 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 bop. Some of the guys have put some videos on it. And I knew they were going to send him to cramming. And sure enough, tonight, old Timmy wasn't saying a word, man. He was like parked on the corner, didn't have his camera. He was just like being there, probably like reporting up to OSA or something, whatever. But Tim, if you watch this, I really hope you get your priorities straight, man, because all of the people tonight, while I'm standing there, they start sending people out in front of me, right? So they're standing in front of me, and I've got my little red picket sign, stop hurting families, right? So they're in front of me, and I'm putting my sign like this, right? So they move over there. And so then I put my sign like this, so they move over there. And Rowan's going to post it, but it's like, it was comical. He's laughing. We both were laughing. It was like a joke. It's like, and then they got more and more people and more and more people, and finally they've got a human chain, and I'm just like walking behind them. I'm like Tory the SP behind these guys. But I started saying to them, what you're doing tonight is the reason I left Scientology. It's one of the key reasons. Because I started thinking, wait a minute, I didn't get into Scientology to stop free speech, but that's what's happening right now. That is what we were doing constantly, and that's what these people were doing tonight. And I said, I want you to really think about what you're doing. Did you get into Scientology to stop free speech? No. You got into Scientology, most people, to be more free, right? And it's like, whatever they're doing there, it is so, so weird. And it looks weird. Security thought it was weird. I got in touch with them and said, look, I was in it for 30 years. I used to do this kind of stuff. I mean, I wasn't as bad as those guys where, everywhere I'd moved, they'd moved. It was like, oh, come on. It's like grade school or something. But they were very interested. I gave them one of my cards with all the websites on it, YouTube. And then this other security guard walks up and he goes, hey, far out, man. I've seen your YouTubes. And to you, if you watch it, good job. It was really, I was very happy about that. That, it's like people, they were on our side. Do you know what I mean? It was cool. And to the guys that were there, being the human chain, if you happen to watch this, oh my God, you are so far. And I told you that then. I mean, you are a perfect example of why people stand out and picket. Okay, we don't want more people. I mean, what kind of religion is that blocks somebody's signs? As I said to them, if you didn't have any abuse in your church, you wouldn't have to stand out and try to cover my sign. Who would care? If you were really winning like you say you are, why would you have to stop anything? You'd be like, oh, who cares? It's Tory, right? But that isn't what happens. I had never had power like this. I mean, it's like, oh my God, it's Tory. Oh, don't look at her. And I'm walking around going, don't look at this sign. Don't read this sign, right? I mean, it was comical. And of course, it's upside down, so everyone wanted to read it. They'd all look at it. Rowan's going to post it. You'll see it. It's very, very funny. But anyway, for my 100th video, I was going to do something. I was trying to think of something, and then we did our picket tonight, and I just thought, you know what? I don't have any one thing. I mean, the one thing I want to say is thank you to every single person who is taking a stand against this abusive, insidious cult that does hurt people, that does entrap people, that does stop free speech, that does stop free thought. Thank you. And to every person who's helped me, which is a ton of people, thank you. I can't thank you enough. I mean, I probably wouldn't be alive today without many, many people and some of the kind things that you've done for me. And I, from all corners of the earth, thank you very much. And to even many of my old Scientology friends, I love you, and I hope all of you get free soon. I do. And I know you're like, oh God, she's so 1-1. It's like, no, I'm not 1-1. I'm out here talking to you, okay? That's not 1-1. 1-1 is like when you're not talking to someone, and you're covert, and you're behind their back. I'm not behind your back. I'm talking to you right now, saying, wake up, okay? And for the guys, the anonymous guys, good job. Super good job. We've done I think 7 days of pickets. It's been fantastic here in LA. We're having a very good time. If you want to come join us, come on, give me a call. I'm here. Over and out, you guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.